So, another story. This one, this story isn't really that crazy, but it's crazy enough if you really think about it. It's kind of like, it's awkward and it's cute. It's kind of funny and it's a little like, yikes. But there was a English teacher at my high school. She was very sweet. I loved her. She was so sweet. And she was cool or whatever. And then we had a graphic design teacher. He was new to the school. And they would always hang out, the English teacher and the graphic design teacher. They would always like hang out in the school. Sometimes he would just come into her classroom, or they would like be eating lunch together in the classroom. And that's like, it's not anything bad, right? So then a few months pass and she shows us her engagement ring. She gets engaged. We were like, oh, that's so cute, that's so sweet. And then she goes and a few more months pass and she gets married and she goes on her honeymoon. And so when she comes back, she shows us all pictures of her wedding and, you know, how nice the wedding photos turned out. And so, like, you know, really happy for her, whatever. And then a few more months pass and she's getting a divorce. And we were like, oh no, that's so sad. And so by this time, you know, it's like, it was either, I think it was spring break. We come back from spring break and she's engaged to the graphic design teacher now. And so we were all like, that's so cute. Because you all, when you're in school, right, you can tell when teachers are flirting and like when teachers, when they like each other and stuff like that. So everybody kind of knew, you know. I just thought that was interesting because she was just